Hi Forever family, it's Holly Stout, Director of Global Product Development, and I'm here today with a very special guest, Chris Altamirino. Chris actually works at Forever Nutraceutical. He's our Director of Quality, but he also is in charge of our innovation and works with me on new product development within the nutraceutical world. So Chris, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us how long you've been here with Forever.
About 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your background?
So I actually started out in research. I did a fair amount of research actually on viruses, including coronavirus, back in 2007.
Wow.
Basic general research, of course, not the infamous COVID-19 coronavirus, but same basic morphologies. Worked my way into a PhD program. Managed to do some medical immunology, microbiology, where I kind of studied tuberculosis and dengue virus.
Wow. My goodness, you've studied them all, right? So
Yeah.
you're the perfect person to talk about the subject we're going to talk about today, which is the immune system.
Great.
You know, in today's world with coronavirus and actually going into cold and flu season, I usually am asked around March and October, November. People will ask me to do some sort of a training on the immune system and products that we have to help support a healthy immune system. And this is because during those times of year, there just seems to be this heightened attack of all different kinds of viruses. And so during those times specifically, I'm asked to do immune support training. But today, we're going to talk about immune relative to our scenario today in the world. And we're also going to talk about some products that we have that are phenomenal to help support a healthy immune system. So let's go ahead and dive in. Chris, tell me a little bit. Tell me what the immune system does to protect us. Give me 2 or 3 important things it does to protect us.
So the immune system is really one of the most dynamic and versatile systems we have in the human body. It really is phenomenal. Essentially, you can take any foreign object, put it into the body, and your body will surmount an immune response to that foreign. And it'll never have seen it before, but in enough time it will produce an immune response. So the major factors of what the immune system does is essentially creates a baseline, kind of a background for what our normal, everyday antigens or bacteria might be.
I love that. So you say our immune system doesn't just get out there and fight, it actually creates the baseline that it needs to measure those attacks against, right?
Yes. So it's actually really important in creating that dynamic stability within our own gut and our environment.
All right, so the first thing is it actually creates that baseline. What's another thing our immune system does to support us?
So on a day-to-day basis, we always come into contact with allergens and toxins, either on the skin or breathing them in. And the immune response is important for kind of mitigating those foreign toxins and allergens so that they're not as detrimental to our bodies.
So our immune system immediately recognizes when an environmental stressor is attacking it, right? It immediately recognizes that. So how come some of us get sick? Why doesn't our immune system kick in and help us get well? Why do we get sick?
Yeah, so our immune system is always responding to the daily allergens, toxins, bacteria, but it doesn't necessarily mean that because we have it, we won't get sick. What's important to remember is that our immune response is there to make sure that it doesn't cause a threatening level of toxicity or pathogenicity.
That's one thing I learned working with Chris, is that your immune system, it's not entirely there to help support you not get ill. It's designed when those really big nasties hit you. It's designed to really make sure that those don't get to an elevated level to where all hands on deck and now your body's concentrating on that one area, right?
Yes.
So it really is complex and quite magical in my mind, right? The
really
fact
is.
that I'm constantly defending things that I don't even know are attacking me because my body's working optimally.
Definitely.
So what's another thing that our immune system does?
As we kind of brushed up on a little bit, obviously things like bacteria, viruses, parasites, albeit more on the rare side, we do have to fend ourselves against that. So our immune system is always on guard for that as well.
Wonderful. So when we look at supplementation, typically supplementation is designed to help support healthy living, right? We want our people, we want our friends and our family all over the world to get their nutrition by eating food. Eat your vegetables and your fruits and get that healthy balance of proteins and carbs and fats. We want you first getting all of those nutrients from food. But in the event where we don't always make the right healthy choices, I know I'm guilty, I don't know about you, Chris, but there's times when I sneak a little thing that I shouldn't, maybe in by way of candy or a sugary drink. Our immune system actually is there to help mitigate, like you said, that word mitigate, I love that, eliminate those threats that come when we actually don't make the best choices. Correct. So we have a full range of supplements designed to help support a healthy immune response. You talked about that second important thing about it really helping to identify allergens or identify things, and those really happen mostly in the gut.
Yes.
So let's talk about the gut. What role does the gut play in supporting the immune system?
It's actually a pretty substantial role. And so when you think about it, like I mentioned, if you gave your body anything, it's a foreign antigen, and technically your body should surmount an immune response to it.
Right.
But every time you eat, you usually don't, and that's why food allergens are kind of that gray area. And so what's really interesting about the gut is that it's not creating the immune response to attack the bacteria or the food, but actually work alongside bacteria and create kind of a symbiotic relationship.
Oh, wonderful. So it helps our body adapt
Yes.
when it can.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that gut. We know that the gut is being called the second brain of the body
Yes.
because so much of our process of our bodily functions are regulated in the gut. And we're living in this world today where we're hearing this buzzword called probiotic, and you see it everywhere, and everybody says that you absolutely have to have a probiotic. But as you know, when we were looking at the research for our Forever Active Pro B, we learned that there were very specific strains
Yes.
that you needed in order to give the gut optimal support, right? Those 6 strains that can't be found in any other product anywhere else in the world. We have it here at Forever. We have an exclusive strain of 6 probiotics that are active, what we call live microorganisms that go in and support the gut. So how does a probiotic work, and what benefit does it give once it enters the gut?
Yeah, I love Active Pro B. It's actually one of my favorites. It's one where you are right. There are 6 individual strains that are unique to this particular product and have been kind of studied to make sure that they do foster a healthy immune response in the gut. What's important to note about these guys is that these are the probiotics, right? So these are the beneficial bacteria that will help break down food, kind of mitigate a lot of the bad bacteria that can create kind of intestinal upsets and gas and whatnot by simply just proliferating at larger volumes. So that's one way it does it.
Wonderful. And we've got the right product
Yes.
to do exactly that, right?
Yes.
One thing that I love that you taught me, Chris, was that actually the bad bacteria that lives inside us, when we add a good bacteria strain, the good doesn't go in and necessarily kill the bad. The good goes in and finds other strains like it and grows so much that the bad strains can't grow. And you want that balance.
Yes.
And the immune system helps with that balance, right? Your immune system continually helps you find that balance between good and bad bacteria. Our bodies are so smart. They're so amazing at what
Incredible,
they
yeah.
do. Well, we know that this is a live microorganism, and it gets into the stomach, it bypasses the stomach acid. It's got an amazing technology that we know it gets right into the gut. But when these little sleeper bacteria, they wake up, they are hungry, right, Chris?
Yes.
And they need to be fed to help complete that journey.
Definitely.
So what would be the ideal companion for
Yeah.
a probiotic?
So for a probiotic, it's always beneficial to supplement with a prebiotic, and one of them being aloe vera gel right here. It's actually a really important prebiotic in promoting the growth of those 6 strains of probiotics. So they really do work in tandem with each other. The other thing too is that it kind of acts as a scaffolding for them to kind of build on.
I like that.
So it's really important to kind of supplement prebiotics with probiotics so that you kind of boost your chances of kind of getting a good immune response in your gut.
So we start the day with our aloe vera gel and our probiotic, which really is the perfect companionship. You have a pre and a probiotic designed to go into the gut and help support that second brain of the gut and assist the immune function as the immune is being attacked by those environmental assaults. But we also have other amazing products designed to help support a healthy immune system. And I want to talk about one that's a little bit more unique in the market, and that's our Forever Immu Blend. This isn't your typical, what you would call immune product, because it has your typical vitamins for immune support, but it also has a mushroom blend in this. So let's talk a little bit about that mushroom blend and why it's beneficial, and then I'll touch on the vitamins that are helpful for immune support.
So with Immu Blend, there's actually a really cool proprietary blend of shiitake and maitake mushrooms. And mushrooms are really a fascinating group of organisms. They're actually more closer to animals than they are to plants. So they produce a ton of different enzymes and factors that create in that immune response. Part of it is because mushrooms grow in the earth, right? So along with the earth, you'll have bad bacteria, other competing fungus, and so it really requires that additional arsenal to fight off those bad pathogens.
I love that. You called it an arsenal, right? That's exactly what it does. It's a powerhouse. So in addition to this mushroom blend, we have vitamin D, vitamin C, and zinc, all which are clinically proven to help support a healthy immune response. So you have your basic daily minerals and vitamins, and then we've really bolstered it for that complete arsenal, something with those special mushroom blend, which also you really don't find in immune support products.
You don't, yeah.
All right, now the king of all kings, when somebody gets sick, they always reach for vitamin C. Why is that? Why do we always reach for vitamin C when it comes to, when we get a little sniffle, we reach for our vitamin C? Why is that?
It's really interesting. So vitamin C is actually a vitamin that we do not make ourselves in our bodies, right? So we require supplementation. So it has to be in our diet. And usually in small traces, it usually is. If you pick up an orange, if you have your broccoli, you're going to find some vitamin C. But at 60 milligrams, it is proven to be efficacious to bolster that immune response.
And vitamin C is actually a water-soluble vitamin. So when you take it into your body, it immediately begins to break down, and your body will start to break it down and take it into places that it might not be most optimal to be. So we've combined this with oat bran, which is also water-soluble, so it grabs on and really holds that vitamin C in place so that when you do chew it and it enters into your body just doesn't pass it right through. Your body's actually able to absorb more of it. So it's a real smart technology. It's not just your average vitamin C product.
Yeah.
So Forever Absorbent C is also great for supporting a healthy immune response. And then we have two products that are kind of a little less known, but so popular among our Forever family in the world. They've been using these products for years, and they swear by them, and I swear by them too. And that's our Forever Bee Propolis and our Forever Garlic Thyme. So these ones, when we talk about garlic thyme, we talk about antioxidants. Chris, tell me a little bit about how antioxidants support the immune system.
Yeah, so as we kind of discussed already, there's a lot of components in our everyday environment that will create a hazard for our normal cells to function, and one of those being is oxidants. So what our body has done is produced antioxidants in order to safeguard ourselves. The only problem is that sometimes our body can be inundated with so many oxidants that we see throughout the day, right? And so, especially if you're not eating a great diet like myself sometimes. And so, because of that, we garlic thyme and propolis have been kind of touted as being a important function and boosting your antioxidant level. Right,
and the garlic thyme, it does that through the antioxidant benefit, right? So I kind of feel like I get up and these are the good guys that go to work and fight all those bad guys, all those free radicals that are constantly attacking. This one has the good guys, the antioxidant that really bolsters your system. And then bee propolis, that beehive is an amazing, amazing entity where if we were to look at it, it's probably one of the smartest organizations on the planet. And the bees actually line the mat of the hive with propolis because the beehive is one of the most sterile environments on the face of the planet. And what happens inside the beehive is so precious that the bees have to pass through and wipe their feet and be checked at the entrance of the hive with a lining of propolis. So we know that it is a powerhouse of nutrients designed to help support a healthy immune system.
Definitely.
So, Chris, we can't always guarantee that we're not going to get sick, right? That's just life, and that's just the roll of the dice, but we certainly can do things to help bolster our immune system.
Definitely.
And Forever Living Products has a blend of science and nature designed to do just that, support your healthy immune response. So, Chris, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun. I love working with you behind the scenes.
Likewise.
Chris and I are always working on new products together. We meet weekly and we're looking at some great products for the future. You need to stay tuned. You're going to be really excited. So thanks so much for spending time with us today and have a wonderful day.